Welcome back. Now, today we will deal with some more problems of trigonometry. Selective problems are so, but very interesting. We'll enjoy it. I have written one question already over here. It says cos inverse P by A plus cos inverse Q by B is equal to theta. Then you are expected to find the value of K when the equation given to you is P square upon A square plus K cos theta plus Q square upon B square is equal to sin square theta. So it very clearly indicates that there is some part of square which I can find out, and then also relationship of cos theta present over there. That means this theta which is there requires cos. So very clearly it is very indicative that I need to take cos ratio on both sides. So I will be taking cos ratio of both sides. So I get cos of this particular thing which is there, that is cos inverse P by A plus cos inverse Q by B, which is nothing but your cos theta, which I got already. Okay, now I can see here it is cos of A plus B formula, that is cos C plus D, cos A plus B. So cos A plus B formula is equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So I will write it like this as cos A, this is your A, cos A, cos B, this is your B, minus sin A sin B, that is sin of so called as cos inverse P by A into sin of B, that is nothing but cos inverse Q by B, which is obviously your cos theta. Okay, this step is okay, understood. Now you can see here I have here cos of cos inverse. So obviously I will get theta, that is P by A, and cos of cos inverse Q by B is equal to Q by B. That means this will become your PQ is to AB. Now I will work on this particular part. Okay, so what I am doing is, let me find what will be this sin of cos inverse P by A. So I am supposing here कि cos inverse P by A is equal to suppose alpha. Okay, so obviously your so called as cos alpha will be equal to P by A. Draw a triangle. I am showing you a method which is very simple to understand. Draw a triangle, take acute angle alpha, because inverse angle when you speak that time it is the smallest possible angle. So obviously you will be taking the acute angle which is present here in your first quadrant or so. So alpha is your P by A cos alpha. So cos alpha by definition of lower standards is nothing but adjacent is to hypotenuse. So obviously this will be your A square minus P square under root. So this will be your under root A square minus P square, right? So from that this now becomes actually, this you are taken alpha, so this becomes sin alpha. So sin alpha obviously will be your nothing but so called as opposite is to hypotenuse. So this will become minus opposite, that is under root so called as A square minus P square is to your hypotenuse, that is opposite is to hypotenuse, that is equal to A. This is your sin. Okay, so same thing will be over there also, only I think so the change appears is P replaced by Q and A replaced by B. So same thing I will get over here. So I will get here, that is B square minus Q square upon B. Now under root sign is there is no problem over here. We can keep it as it is, or the better way I feel is we will take the complete under root. That means this will become like this, under root A square minus P square upon A square. So separating it I will get here A square upon A square, that is 1 minus P square upon a square. Agreed? And this again will be so called as b square inside. So this will become 1 minus q square by b square. Agreed? This is your cos theta. Right? Now the problem that arises with me is only one, that I need to so called as remove your this, that is radical sign. So I will take that side and bring this cos theta this side and square it. So I get here PQ is to AB minus cos theta the whole square. Is this gone to right side and squared, so I get here 1 minus p square by a square into 1 minus q square by b square. Agreed? So on expansion, what do I get? I get here p square q square is to a square b square plus cos square theta minus 2 times of pq is to ab cos theta, which I want actually. Okay, and expansion of this will become what? This will become 1 minus q square by b square minus p square by a square plus p square q square is to a square b square, which cancels with this. Okay, the matter closes, becomes very easy now, because I want both the things, that is p square a square also I want, and q square b square. I will just write it in that particular form which is expected. So I will take here this side, so I get here p square by a square, then minus 2pq by ab cos theta, then I require plus q square by b square, that is equal to, now what I remained here is, I think so, this two went 1 minus cos square theta. Agreed? Let us cross check once again. P square a square came left side, q square b square came left side. This is there only, cos square brought, so we get here sin square theta. So we got everything, nothing is remaining. So directly I will get here p square q square is plus minus so called as this, that is you better take a snapshot of that particular part which is required pehle, and then proceed to this. So I get here p square by a square minus 2pq by ab cos theta plus q square by b square is equal to sin square theta. I will read actually what was the expression given to equation. It was like this: p square by a square, which I got, then minus plus k cos theta. So I have here plus k cos theta. So cos theta is over there. So in place of k I will get minus 2pq by ab and plus q square by b square is equal to sin square theta. So obviously I think so I have got what I want. So value of k over here will be obviously, therefore your k is equal to minus 2pq by ab. Wasn't it nice? Enjoyed? Let us go to one more question, which is a general question. A very nice question, a general question. Has inverse and everything in that. Let us solve that so that our basic becomes perfect. The question very simple: sine of cot inverse tan of cos inverse x. Okay, so to solve this, start from the deepest part, the very deep part, that is you here suppose cos inverse x is equal to theta. Okay, so you will get here obviously a triangle which I am drawing here right now. Okay, so obviously your x is equal to cos theta. So this becomes your theta, right? This is your theta, and cos theta is x by 1. So this is x and this is 1. So this is under root 1 minus x square. Agreed? So here you get now, therefore tan of cos inverse x will become actually tan theta, and tan theta is adjacent is to hypotenuse. So obviously tan theta's, sorry, opposite is to adjacent. I made a mistake in saying it is opposite is to adjacent, that is under root 1 minus x square is to x. This becomes your tan theta value. That means this is value of what? It is complete value of tan of cos inverse x. Agreed? So now what I am doing is this tan of cos inverse x which is there, that is under root 1 minus x square. So I will write this as, the question becomes sine of, sorry, so it is sine of cot inverse tan cos inverse x, that is nothing but under root 1 minus x square by x, right? So obviously the system continues now. Now what I will do here, I will put here cot inverse under root 1 minus x square by x is equal to alpha. So I draw a triangle over here. Agreed? Let this be your alpha. So obviously your cot alpha is equal to under root 1 minus x square by x. So it will be adjacent is to opposite, that is under root 1 minus x square is to x. I could have even taken as tan inverse also, x upon under root, so I have got the same figure. So it does not matter. So here I got this, right? So here if you use Pythagoras theorem, so you will get the value of hypotenuse as 1, to which you get here. So therefore your sine alpha will become, sine alpha is so called as your opposite is to hypotenuse, that is nothing but x. So your complete value of this is nothing but x. You can solve this using normal way also of thinking, but see here what I did was, when I came over here, right, so I could have made this cot inverse this as tan inverse x upon under root 1 minus x square. So this will become tan inverse x upon under root 1 minus x square is equal to alpha, so which is nothing but this figure itself, right? So here obviously on thinking what you will get, same. So obviously the result of complete this is nothing but x. If you want, you can solve by other way also using so called as your formulas for inverse, but that becomes slightly tedious if you make a mistake in one of the formula, so it will be a problematic part. So I would suggest you to go by this particular way, which will be very easy for you to solve. Now coming to the next question, it says sine inverse 6x plus sine inverse 6 root 3x is equal to minus pi by 2. Agreed? So obviously unless and until I take this particular rid of this sine inverse, I will not be able to solve. So what I am doing is, pehle I saw one thing over there which is pi by 2. So that pi by 2 will help me to take rid of this particular sign. Okay. So you transfer one of the person that side, whichever you want. So I will be transferring sine inverse, let me keep this here only, root 3x is equal to minus pi by 2 minus sine inverse 6x. Agreed? So obviously this will be written as minus into bracket pi by 2 plus sine inverse 6x. Now taking sine ratio of both sides, I get here 6 root 3x is equal to sine of minus pi by 2 plus sine inverse 6x bracket closed. Okay. Now sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. So this will become minus sine into bracket pi by 2 plus something, that is some angle. Okay. Now sine of 90 plus, that means comes in second quadrant, so changes, but the sign is minus already over here, so it will become minus cos of sine inverse 6x. This is your 6 root 3x value. Okay. So now I will be just finding out what is so called as cos of sine inverse 6x using the same thing, that is the deepest whichever is there I will be assuming it, that is I will be taking here sine inverse 6x to be as theta, indicating 6x is equal to sine theta, and then drawing a triangle over here, taking this as theta. So this becomes your opposite and this becomes your 1. So this becomes under root 1 minus 36x square. So on base of that, so I get cos theta. So cos theta will be your 6 root 3x minus cos theta will be your under root this upon hypotenuse, that is under root 1 minus 36x square. So squaring this, what I get here, 36 into 3, that is 108x is equal to 1 minus 36x square. This minus becomes plus. So I get here, in short, 36x square. Yeah, this also will square, na? This is x square, huh? X square, 36x square plus 108x square is equal to 1, and 36 plus 108, I think so it will be 144, correct na? Yes, it will be 144. So your x square is equal to 1 by 144, agreed, indicating your x ka value becomes plus minus 1 by 12. Now the value of x is equal to 1 by 12 may be true for both or may not be true. So let me check it putting 1 value. That is, I will check pehle for so called as putting what value. Let me take x is equal to 1 by 12. So x is equal to 1 by 12 when I put, so I get sine inverse in the question which you are not able to see. So better you do one thing, pause the video at this particular time, go back, see the question, write it down and then see. It is sine inverse 6x. Sine inverse 6x means sine inverse 6 into 1 by 12, that is equal to half. So sine inverse half, half means it will become so called as 30 degree. 30 degree plus sine inverse 6 root 3, that is root 3 by 2, that is equal to so called as 60 degree. So 30 plus 60 is equal to 90, but here it is so called as minus 90, right? That is minus pi by 2 na. So here x is equal to 1 by 12 does not satisfy this particular, does not satisfy the given relation. It is not satisfying the given relation. So obviously x is equal to minus 1 by 12 will satisfy. So therefore your value of x is equal to, x will be equal to minus 1 by 12. You can cross check also, you can put it in that and you will see that it is satisfying. I was not knowing, so I just put one value and I checked it. So obviously the second value is going to satisfy. Now coming to a special type of question. When I say special, now that time there is something special in that. Here actually it is summation of tan inverse 2k upon 2 plus k square plus k raised to 4, where k takes the value from 1 to n. Agreed? So actually solving general procedure, if you remember, which I solved one question beforehand in some particular part, there what I did, so I replaced 1 values, that is k I took as 1. So here when I take k as 1, so I get 2 and 2 plus 1 plus 1, that is 2 by, I think so it will become 2, 1, 1, 4, that is 1 by 2. And then when I take the value as 2, so I will get some other value, 3 I get some other value, and I try to interlink them. But here now if you see now, the values will be like, if I take 3, that is 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 4 first I am taking 2, 4, 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 16. So it is something as 4 by 22, that is 2 by 11. And with 3 I will get something else because k raised to 4 will become 81. So there will not be any kind of link between them. So what I am going to do is, better I am going to break down this in some kind of formula, that is tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy if I am able to, or so called as tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy. What will be advisable, that we will see here. So what I will do here, this 2k upon 2 plus k square plus k raised to 4, I am thinking of writing in the form of x minus y upon 1 plus xy. Agreed? If I write in this particular form, so it will directly break down as tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. That will be helpful. Why I am thinking of that, I could have gone for plus also, but one part of my mind says, okay, if it is going to break in the form of tan inverse x minus tan inverse y, so that particular minus may get cancelled in the second part where I am going to get in the summation form, right? So here I can very clearly compare and say ki here that is my intention. If it does not work, then I have to go by x plus y. So here x minus y obviously will be your 2k, and your 1 plus xy is equal to so called as 1 plus xy is equal to 2 plus k square plus k raised to 4 by observation. Okay, so I get here this x minus y is equal to 2k, right? And here this will become xy is equal to 1 plus k square plus k raised to 4. So what to do now? Here I have this y ka value I can find, and even so called as x ka value also can find. So xy I am finding pehle, xy is equal to your x into y ka value, x ka value I have taken. So I will put the value of y is nothing but your x minus 2k. Agreed? So it is x minus 2k, which will become x square minus 2kx. This is your xy ka value. So therefore 1 plus xy value will become your 1 plus x square minus 2kx, which is actually equal to this particular value. That is, therefore 1 plus x square minus 2kx is equal to, actually only xy was let it be 2 plus k square plus k raised to 4, only xy was needed, but I have rewrote let it be. So now this will be actually equal to your x square minus 2kx is equal to 1 plus k square plus k raised to 4, right? So making it whole square, x square minus 2kx, you can see 2ab term is there. So which is missing that I will write pehle. So missing term is here a wala. So x is there na, k is not there, so this k I am bringing here. So here this will become equal to, let me check it. You are able to see, I was thinking you are not able to see, plus k square which is missing. So this I brought, so I need to give it here also na. So it becomes 2k square plus k raised to 4. So this becomes, now I need to move ahead. So this becomes your, if you see it, it will become your x minus k the whole square, and this becomes your k square plus 1 the whole square. Okay, so obviously the value that you will get here will be your x minus k is equal to k square plus 1. So why not to take this k that side to get the value of x? So you get here k square plus k plus 1. So what will be the value of y? Sorry, the value of y, where is x and y? X, see upside, pause it for a moment, just scroll upside and you will get the value of y also, because value of x is nothing but 2k plus y. So here value of y is equal to x minus 2k. So value of y is equal to x minus 2k. So that is nothing but your x minus 2k means your k square, k square plus k plus 1 minus 2k. So you get here k square, so called as minus k plus 1. This is your value of so called as y. Okay, so now you got value of x and y. So x minus y, obviously when you subtract, see here, x minus y, when you subtract you get 2k. So that is already got over there. xy ka value also you have, right? So here you will put the equation. Therefore this summation of tan inverse, where k takes value from this tan inverse, so x minus y, so obviously your x is nothing but k square plus k plus 1 minus k square minus k plus 1 upon 1 plus k square plus k plus 1 into k square minus k plus 1. This is your expansion. Agreed? So this is your final expansion. So obviously this will become equal to summation of k starting from 1 to n tan inverse x, that is nothing but k square plus k plus 1 minus tan inverse y, that is so called as k square minus k plus 1. Agreed? So you got this. Okay, so the whole particular question which is there is broken down in the form of tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. I told you that only my selfish deed in this is what, कि I am feeling that probably this negative may get cancelled or not, so at least positive will get cancelled. So that is only the selfish deed behind this. Okay, are you enjoying? Yes. Okay, now what I will do, I will just put one value and check what the result gives me. Okay, so be with Samir sir from SMG Group Tuitions to understand the detail and the minute points of this particular question or maybe the complete series. Okay, so now I am putting so called as value 1. So what I get is, so on putting 1 we get tan inverse 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1, and 1 cancels here, so obviously it will be 2 minus 1, that is 1. And when you put 2, so that time you get here 4 and 3 7, that is tan inverse 7 minus tan inverse 4 plus 1 5 minus, that is 3. So this I told, see the benefit came. That is why I was thinking, okay, probably this will help me cancelling something. So now you can see the first part has cancelled here. See, that means this also will cancel further, tan inverse 7, right? So proceeding in such way, what I will get, now you just put so called as what we did here 1 and 2. Now 3 you put and see what you get. That is when you put 3, what you get here is plus tan inverse. So from the first pair, what we got here in second, I have written already, calculated and written. So from the first 2, I vanished what? Tan inverse 3, right? Now in second, what happens? I get, when I put 3, so I get tan inverse 13 and tan inverse 17, right? So when I proceed in this way, I am going to cancel 1 1 things in that. So what I will remain in this particular procedure, let us think on it. So I wrote by mistake here 17, calculation mistake was there. So what I get, if you see here, कि here in this particular part, what is going? This tan inverse 3 went, right? Then this tan inverse 13 will go in second part, and the previous part was remained with what? Tan inverse 1 and tan inverse 7. So out of that tan inverse 7 also went. Means all this is going to go further continuously. only this is going to remain till the end, and what remains is the previous one, that is it cancels later on. So the last one, which is this one, so this part will remain and this will cancel, right? So final result that we remain here is nothing but tan inverse, so called as n square plus n plus 1 minus tan inverse 1, right? So the final answer of yours should be tan inverse n square plus n plus 1 minus tan inverse 1 is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, was it nice? It was very nice. I calculated 7 and wrote 17. That only was thinking how it is possible, this should not happen. Every second term must get cancelled, which is not cancelling. Okay, that is the first term from the first one and the second term from the second one must get cancelled. So it was not happening. So I cross checked it once again. The mistake was in calculation because subtraction I forgot over here. So now I got the final result to be as tan inverse n square plus n plus 1 minus pi by 4. Okay, it was a very nice question. Think on how it was done. If you try to do it by regular sense, you will not get it. So you have to write it in the form of x plus y upon 1 minus xy. I told you my selfish deed behind getting x minus y. I thought it is going to get cancelled, so I did that only. Okay, let us go to the next question. I haven't written the question actually, but I will read it. Point D and E are on side BC of triangle ABC such that BD length, DE length and EC length are equal. Now if angle BAD is taken to be as x, angle DAE is to be taken as y and angle EAC is taken to be as z, then you have to find value of sin x plus y, which you can see sin y plus z, and is to ratio of sin x and sin z. Now here actually the length is same, so I have taken all the length to be as d. Okay, now actually if I want x plus y, that means I have to take triangle ABE, that is in triangle ABE, right? This is your x plus y, and sine I want, so I am using sine rule. So by sine rule I will get here, I am obviously going to get what? I am going to get sine, that is this is your BD, that is BE is to sine of angle BAE is equal to this AE is to sine of angle B is this AB is to so called as sine of angle AEB. Okay, so let me replace the values over here. Now this question cannot be solved without figure, so I would suggest you to first draw the figure, keep it aside you, and then only see what I am solving. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to know what I am doing here. So BE is your 2D and BAE is your sine x plus y, which I want, so I got it. AE is not known, and that too sine B, let it be as it is, and AB, that also is not known, so this also remains as it is. AB is to sine AEB, that also is not known. Okay, let this be your first one. Now for the second one which I am doing, I am now going to scroll the figure upside. So please draw the figure without which you will not be able to solve. Now I want y plus z, right? So y plus z I want. To get y plus z, I require triangle ADC, that is in triangle ADC using same sine rule. So I will get here so called as, now I am not writing 2D upon sine y plus z is equal to AC in triangle ADC. See the figure, AC is to sine of angle ADC is equal to AD is to sine of angle C, that is sine C. This is your second one. Okay. Now I want sin x, right? So for sin x I require triangle ABD, that is in triangle ABD, again using sine rule. So I will get here so called as D is to sin x is equal to AD is to sin B, and the next is what, AB is to ADB, that I am not writing right now. So this is your third one, right? Now I want, I think so, Z. So for Z I need to take triangle AEC, that is in triangle AEC. Here you have D is to sin Z, that is equal to D is to sin Z is equal to, I will take angle C here, that is AE is to so called as AE is to sin C, right? So what I got here, this fourth one to be as AE is to this, right? So this is your Z, this is your Z. So D is to sin D. Now all the 1, 2, 3, 4 that you have got, now will make use of all these things, right? So here if I see, I got the value of AE also, I got the value of sin B also. Now sin x plus y also you got everywhere. So from first the sin x plus y value will be your 2D into sin B is to AE, right? And sin yz value is nothing but 2D into sin C is to AD. Whereas AD value already you got and AE value also you got. So better you do one thing, you take use of this third and fourth, that is from 3 and 4. From 3 and 4, what I have, AD is equal to D sin B is to sin x, and AE is equal to D sin C is to sin Z, this is sin Z, okay? So I get this as sin Z, okay? So why not to put this value straight away in so called as AD and AE wherever it is there, right? So in the first part you have AE, right? So I am making use of first part, that is from above and in 1. So when I put it in 1, what I get here, 2D is to sin x plus y is your AE, which is your D sin C upon sin Z divided by sin B. So that sin B comes here. So let this be your statement number 5. Okay. Now from so called as you are now second statement where you got already the value of AD. So what you get here, that is from second, let us see the second one. Second one is your 2D is to sin y plus z, okay, is equal to, I got the value of AD, so I will search only AD, I am not going to get interest in AC at all. So AD is your D sin B is to AD is your D sin B is to sin x, right? And here second statement has your sin C with it. So this is your sin C, right? That means I got very clearly the value of sin x plus y and sin y plus z. This is your sixth one. So now obviously you will go to the next part. So that is please write it down to understand everything, because now I am going to import the last statement to the upside. So you will not understand what I am writing, so better you import it already. Okay, means you write and keep. We had got 2d upon sine x plus y, which I am writing as sine x plus y. Agreed? Sine x plus y upon 2d is equal to sine b sine z, and the denominator was 2d, so into 2d is to d sine c. This is value of sine x plus y. It is so called as sine z sine b into 2d upon d sine c. So similarly, sine y plus z also will become what? I will get this sine x sine c upside, sine x sine c into 2d upon down remains d sine b. So d sine b. So obviously your this d went here, this d went here. So now you need to multiply and take the ratio, right? So obviously I want sine x plus y, and what I want from there is sine z. So sine x plus y, so I will multiply them. So I get here sine x plus y into sine y plus z, that is equal to sine b sine z into 2 upon sine c into sine x sine c into 2 upon sine b. So this sine b cancels, this sine c cancels. So I get here sine x plus y into sine y plus z upon this sine x, which I am importing from that side, into sine z is equal to 4. So you get a numerical value which is 4. Okay, enjoyed? Now we will do 4-5 questions after this, and we will wind up your trigonometry. Okay, I think so you enjoyed the session. Till the lockdown is there, stay home, stay with Samir sir, stay safe and study regularly. Goodbye and thank you.